right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the party. Today is Thursday, December 26, 2024. This is your episode 778 or 9 of Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast. I am your host, Dr. Gerald Auger, coming hot off the heels of a holiday spectacular midweek. Hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas, a great kickoff to your Hanukkahs, and any other holiday celebrations you take part in. I hope they're absolute bangers. We got a great show for you today. Over the next hour, me, you, DJ Bisek behind the glass, Nerman, Marcus Kyler, Chris Whitlock in the Great White North, Carrie Zemif, who needs to call. I got to get up with Zemif and DJ Bisek and the other winner of the Capture the Flag contest for their awards. We got folks over like Colin Buckley on LinkedIn coming in hot. James Zudakudo, Jenny Housley, good morning. Guys, we're all going to be sharing the top cybersecurity news stories of the day. I'll be giving my expert opinion and analysis on each of those stories on what it means to you as a practitioner. So how can you take this information and absolutely throttle it to be able to deliver cyber risk reduction value to your business stakeholders? Oh, that's a mouthful, Jerry. What are you trying to say? I'm trying to say, how can we make you an even more dominating cybersecurity professional so you can get pay raises, job opportunities, feeling satisfied with delivery of work, dropping elbows, the people's elbow on work, just crushing it like an absolute boss. That's what we're at. That's what we're doing every single day at 8 a.m. Eastern time. It's going to be a banger. Now, I want you to know, of the 8 stories that we're going to be going over, like this one, I don't research or prep for any of them. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So I'm just bringing you authentic, legit responses to these stories. Although I will say, as I was staging the stories, one of them, I'll let you guys guess which one. One of them is a repeat story from Tuesday. So series. You know we don't like that, but it is what it is. So we'll just speed run that story. Guys, before we get into it, let me say shout out and love to the stream sponsors. Those sponsors who enable me to bring this show to you every single weekday morning without fear of wondering how I'm going to keep the lights on or keep this the Buffer Auger Flow studio somewhat warm, starting with my friends over at Threat Locker. Threat Locker coming at you 30 seconds. We'll be right back. And when we come back from the Threat Locker read, I'm going to tell you how this show solves all your CPE problems. Let's go. I want to give some love to the Daily Cyber Threat Brief sponsor, Threat Locker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Well, worry no more. You can harden your security with Threat Locker. Worldwide, companies like JetBlue trust Threat Locker to secure their data and keep their business operations flying high. Threat Locker takes a deny-by-default approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action allowed or blocked for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation is fully supported by their US-based Cyber Heroes support team. Get a free 30-day trial and learn more about how Threat Locker can help prevent ransomware and ensure compliance. All right, what's up? Thank you, Threat Locker. Isaiah Morris recognizing the GRC Mafia. Holla. If you are part of Team SC, let's hear it in chat. But if you're part of the GRC Mafia also, I see you. We are coming. We are the GRC Mafia. I love it. All right. I told you. This show solves your CPE problems. If you have cybersecurity certifications that need to be maintained through CPEs or CUEs, continuing education credits, whatever, it's got a lot of like sizzle to it, right? A lot of eye candy going on up in here. But at the end of the day, if you distill this down to its essence, we are an instructor-led webinar. Oh my God, don't say that out loud, Jerry. That sounds so nerdy. Well, it is. That's basically what's going on here. It's just we in the Simply Cyber community don't think instructor-led webinars need to suck or be boring or lame. So that's what we do here. We make it our own. We're straight crushing it like a bunch of bosses. And that's what's up. Guys, I want to tell you, it is Thursday, which means we have a custom meme from Haircut Fish, who's in chat right now. Very much love it. Dan Reardon has been making custom memes for the Simply Cyber community for years. And every Thursday, he crafts up a piping hot fresh one. And I think you're really going to enjoy it. It does have to do with Christmas, my personal Christmas, but it's not a holiday-themed one. So stay tuned for the mid-roll. when we get into that. Finally, I do want to say shout out and love to Barricade Cyber. Guys, Barricade Cyber, if you know them for a minute, you know that they kick butt. Barricade Cyber is dedicated to helping businesses from cyber attacks and recover from the damage done. Cyber attacks can cause massive issues for businesses and send dedicated, hardworking business owners into turmoil. But Barricade Cyber Solutions, they know how to mitigate the damage done by cyber incidents. Believe that. Check them out at barricadecyber.com. Have a link in the description have the link ready to go in case you are suffering a cyber compromise. You can boot, scoot, boogie all the way to incident response with our good friend Eric Taylor, Casually Joseph, Justin Gold, the crew over at Barricade Cyber. Now, we got a good one. I hope everyone's all right. I will say, you may notice I am wearing a baseball hat, which we covered on Tuesday, means that I didn't shower this morning. I know we talked about that, whether you shower in the morning or you shower in the evening. I didn't want to go to work today. But you know what? It's the job. This is what working in cybersecurity is like. You get up, you go to work, you stay vigilant, consistent every single day, little by little. It's all about good times. All right. Now, do me a favor. Oh, we got a minute and a half. All right. Let's do, what else we got? We got the Antisyphon roll, but we want to do that at the mid-roll, don't we? I think that's what we got to do. All right, guys, do me a favor. Alpha Sierra is here, so we're going to get our laws on at the mid-roll. Let's just do 30 seconds with Antisyphon. That way we can fully embrace. Don't you forget about me at the mid-roll. 30 seconds Antisyphon, and then lock in, because we're going to go ham on the stories as soon as we're done with this ad roll. Let's go. Do you want cutting-edge, high-quality cybersecurity education, regardless of financial position? Check this out. I want to give some love and some praise to Antisyphon Training, powered by Black Hills Information Security. Antisyphon Training is absolutely disrupting the traditional cybersecurity training industry by providing high-quality, cutting-edge education to everyone, regardless of financial position. They bring industry professionals with years and years of experience into the classroom to teach you and anyone else who's interested practical skills that are in demand in the market today. And on top of that, the student experience is amazing, as you and hundreds or thousands in some instances of other students are actively engaging, networking, sharing tips, tricks, and experiences with each other, all live in the classroom. Go to antisyphontraining.com, check out their course calendar to see what course. All right, let's get ready to get the news. And yes, Alpha Sierra, your absence was noticed, but it's great to have you here. Let's go.
You and yours to have a super.
Wait a minute.
Happy holiday.
Hold on, wait a minute. You see what happens when I don't do the podcast correctly? Oh my gosh, here we go. Like Dak says, here we go. All right, here we go. Sit back, relax, and let's let the cool sounds of the hot news wash over all of us in an awesome wave. Let's go.
From the CISO series, it's Cybersecurity Headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines.
Don't worry, we'll get it all fixed. I think Jerry spilled something and lost his audio. We'll play some Christmas music. All right, you know what? No, how about we play New Year's music? We'll wait for Jerry to get his audio pop back on. You get the spicy GIF going. See, Jerry's is a hat day. Today, I'm a hat glasses day. Jerry said he just broke everything. I would say reboot. Can we get John Taffer in here and just say shut it down? Just shut it down. Get some Skeletor. He's flipping tables. I mean, I guess while we're just sitting here waiting, I did go ahead and put I think I may have already said this, but I did put the EPSS score stuff that I wrote both in Python and in PowerShell for those PowerShell people. It's up on my GitHub under the cybersecurity stuff. So anybody can use that quick and easy if you ever want to check. If you do CTI or you ever want to check and find out if the CVS or CVE that just came out is a high risk for you or a high risk, then you can use that, run it real quick and find out what the risk is. Let me look in here. Play some breakcore. Yeah. It's too early for that stuff. No, I'm not gonna get this series. I'm not gonna get CISO series going. I'm gonna wait for. Oh, the music's too loud. Here, let me see. That's music on. There you go. That's mute. You know what? Let me just do this. Because that's music that's actually on Restream. So it's Restream piping that music in. So let me go ahead. I'll just turn my own music on, maybe. And that way that way I'm not fighting it. I think Jerry's gonna need to invest in a full-on production crew in the background, where all he does is come in, and the production crew does all the work. Jerry's just the talent. He's not necessarily the production crew. That's not music. What's not music, Carrie? There's music. Music to my ears. Hopefully everybody had a good Christmas. Did anybody do anything fun yesterday for Christmas Day? I went and hung out with my parents, with the family. We watched the Texans look like a middle school team versus Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson was playing Madden while CJ Stroud and the Texans were playing Tecmo Bowl. Man, there's some interesting stories coming out today. I'm just looking at the stories right now. Cheers. Oh. All right. I think Jerry's almost ready. He's gonna kick me out.
Hello?
Oh, I hear somebody.
Hello?
I don't know who it is, but somebody's back.
Hello? Hello, everybody. How are you?
Who's this guy?
I know. Hey, all right, let's go.
All right.
Let me just give everybody a quick update. So I don't know why. Oh, wait, hold on. Yep. I don't know why. It happened, but I will tell you the following. One, as the show started, I immediately punched this large cup of coffee, like full on throttled it, which then spilled it all over my desk. I dropped a loud S-bomb. I had to unplug my headset so I could go get paper towels to clean the mess up prior to it coming. Then I plugged back in. Everything went to holy hell. No audio, had to reboot. I couldn't, my browser didn't click. My Stream Deck told me to piss off. Like, that was an absolute dumpster fire that went from like 0 to 1,000 in a split second. That was like road rage in Boston, Massachusetts. You're just like fine, and then all of a sudden you're out of your mind. But I do have the coffee. I do have a wonderful mod team. I hope you were delighted and entertained by one DJ BSEC in front of the glass. And now we're ready to go. So I'll tell you what, in 2025, I have a bigger mixing board. No one really cares about this. I have a bigger mixing board. I think I might swap it out with the XLR. I think the XLR may be the problem. It's definitely not me. All right, let's go.
Despite a concerted push by state officials to lobby Congress for an extension. This has proven to be a source of frustration given the increasing activities of nation-states delivering misinformation to countries around the world, especially where elections are occurring. Pittsburgh Regional Trend.
All right, so let's see. First of all, didn't know the State Department had a disinformation office. I guess if you think about it for a second, it makes sense, right? I would think that would be like more the CIA shop, but it's called the Global Engagement Center, which is whatever, which tracks and expose. Okay. So I thought this was the State Department's disinformation capability. This is actually the office that monitors looking for disinformation. Yeah, 100%. I thought the NSA was the disinformation office. So there's a difference between observing and communicating out on something and then having the operational capability to perform it. So it just goes to show you how cynical I am. I'm like, oh no, we're losing our capability to rue disinformation on our adversaries. They lost their authority on December 21st. Guys, I got to tell you, there is nothing happens in the U.S. government without like much awareness coming out, right? Like it's not like people went to work at the Department of State on December 23rd and they're like, hey, tomorrow we're closing. They're like, what? Like it definitely, things move at glacial speeds in the government, and it is what it is. I will tell you that it's a little concerning to me, right? I mean, disinformation's huge. We see Russia meddling with United States elections in 2016. We saw Russia meddling with Romanian presidential elections just recently. Dragos knows that. So, I don't know why we would close that when it seems now more than ever there would be a need for this capability. Also, I find it interesting. Again, this isn't a political show. We don't get into politics, but the incoming administration has a different outlook than the existing administration. And there has been talk about the Department of Government Efficiency. I don't know fully what the deal is with that, whether or not it's like legit or not. But there's some talk about Elon and Vivek, or whatever his name is, shutting down or consolidating different government agencies. So like this to me would be like, oh no, they've already started doing it. But like this is still under the current administration. So I do think that that's an important distinction. This Global Engagement Center had 120 people and a $61 million budget. Wow. Okay. Actually, hold on. What does that mean? So 120 people, $60 million budget, 12 people, $6 million budget, 6 people, $3 million budget, right? 3 people, $1.5 million. So basically $500,000 per person. I mean, if it was all salary, which it's not, but this actually is not this actually isn't that big a budget, right? 60 million for a 120 person operation. Yeah. Extremely frustrating. Of course it is. Right? You can see here China and Russia meddling in Taiwan, Moldova, Georgia, Romania, etc., etc. I honestly don't know why they are shuttering this particular department, honestly. Worth looking into. Day in, day out, this won't impact us as practitioners, but if there is a big misinformation, disinformation campaign, we as United States citizens may be a little bit slower to react and identify what's going on. So I hope that this capability crops up somewhere else, right? I hope like the NSA all of a sudden takes over this. Like, I hope we don't lose the capability, just that office isn't doing it anymore. We'll see though. Also, can I just point out, like $60 million, that would like change my life, right? Immediately. Most of us in chat, if I handed you $60 million, it would be life-changing, right? But in the grand scheme of like federal government spending, I don't think $60 million moves the needle much. Okay.
It suffers ransomware attack. This attack, which was first detected on December 19th, caused disruptions to public transportation, including on some parts of the city's rail service and some rider services. Overall, according to The Record, quote, IT officials at PRT are still examining whether data was stolen and have pledged to provide public updates as the investigation evolves, end quote. The agency has declined to answer questions about what group was behind the attack and when full service would be restored.
All right. So a couple of things. One, Roswell, UK. Sorry, I'm trying to be international and inclusive. So when I say we U.S. citizens, I am obviously, not considering international people like Roswell, UK, out in the UK. I do want to say a quick shout out to Justin M, who's cracking 90s and 360 no scoping people up in Fortnite. All right, Pittsburgh Regional Transit gets ransomware attack. Guys, welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party,
Dude. Regional services, municipalities, transportation, they're all getting cracked up in here, dude. This is unfortunate, but it's just ransomware. I'm sure they weren't targeted specifically. Like, there was no like threat actor like rubbing their hands together, twisting their mustache, going, "Oh, the Pittsburgh Regional Transit, that's going to be delicious." No, it's crime of opportunity. Somebody probably had a stupid password or clicked on something silly, and threat actors got in there. And just like every threat actor who wants ransomware, they want to get paid.
Straight cash, homie.
So they just knock out what they can and try to cash in as they can. So, I guess the nice thing is that, this ridership is used by 40 million people throughout the year, 700 buses, 80 light rail vehicles. So it's quite a large transit authority. It sucks if you didn't get to go to your holiday party or go visit family because you rely on public transportation in the Pittsburgh area to get around. But, not to diminish it, but I mean, it is kind of a slower time of year. People are traveling a little bit less right now. So maybe the impact wasn't as high. It does say transit services are operating as normal, which is great, and goes to show you guys, if you're looking for a 2025 goal, tabletop exercises is a good one. All right. So impact mitigated. This is why, like, listen, I say it all the time. We work in cyber resiliency. Everybody calls it cybersecurity. I call it cybersecurity. It's fine. The term is ingrained in our society, but me and you both know what we really do is cyber resiliency. You cannot reduce all risk. You cannot eliminate risk. GRC Mafia will tell you day in and day out, you will always have residual risk. If a threat actor has enough time, enough money, enough motivation, they will compromise you. They will get all up in your business. So what do we have to do? We have to maintain resiliency. We have to limit the impact. We have to recover faster, stronger. We need to be able to make the boo-boo go away as quickly as possible. That's what cyber resiliency is, and that's what we're actually doing. Right of boom, we got to operate in that space too.
Another Mirai botnet targets NVRs and TP-Link routers. This particular botnet is, quote, actively exploiting a remote code execution vulnerability that has not received a tracker number and appears to be unpatched in DigiEver DS2105 Pro NVRs, end quote. This attack campaign started in October. It seeks out network video recorders and TP-Link routers that have outdated firmware. The vulnerability exploited to compromise DigiEver NVRs is a remote code execution flaw. Compromised devices are then used to, quote, conduct distributed denial of service attacks or to spread to other devices by leveraging exploit sets and credential lists, end quote.
All right. So TP-Link, dude, TP-Link is just getting ramrodded this year. The United States is talking about banning them altogether because they're, secretly Chinese backdoored. They're getting exploited all over the place. NVR is network video recorder, I'm pretty sure. And this is basically if you wanted to have like a Ring doorbell or a Blink, except localized on your own network. So you have your own videos and backups and stuff like that instead of paying a monthly fee. Apparently, there is some type of exploit available on the DigiEver DS2105 Pro NVR. DigiEver, not to be confused with Tamagotchi or Digimon. And how many people did I just send in the Wayback Machine there? If you had a Tamagotchi growing up, let me know. And if you don't know what a Tamagotchi is, welcome to the party, pal. Gen Z, you'll get them eventually. They do say it's a Mirai-based botnet. So let's talk about that for a hot minute. Mirai, there it is. Mirai was a very, very hyper effective at spreading, but super simple piece of malware. This is how crazy this is. The Mirai botnet it would randomly generate an IPv4 address, and then it would attempt to log into whatever was there using maybe like 60 different default credentials. So it literally was randomly, going to IP addresses and then using default creds. And it got up to like 600,000 bots. That's how crappy people's configuration management was, for lack of a better term, right? It got so big that the FBI suspected it was like a nation-state adversary. In reality, it was 3 goobers at Rutgers University who were trying to like blow off Minecraft servers off the internet in order to make a little bit of extra cheddar for themselves.
Straight cash, homie.
Now, unfortunately, these goons got nervous because the FBI came out and said, we're like hunting down the Mirai botnet. We will get to the bottom of this. The FBI already knew who they were. And they didn't know that, so they, in all their wisdom, published the Mirai botnet source code on GitHub and was like, look, it wasn't us. Trying to hide in plain sight. And unfortunately, the FBI already knew who they were, so they got held accountable. And then everybody and their cousin, China, Russia, threat actors all over the place, Americans, downloaded Mirai botnet and weaponized it themselves, and now there's all sorts of flavors. Like literally, it's 2024. It's going to be 2025 here in a hot minute. And Mirai-based botnets are still the malware du jour. Like literally, I want to say Mirai botnet was like 2014. Let me just fact check myself right here. Mirai botnet, Rutgers. Also, just for everybody's edification, I definitely burned my hand when I punched that cup of coffee. Computer hacker who launched attack on Rutgers. No. Yeah. Hold on. This will be worth it, okay? I guess this will work. 2016. 2016, all right. So 2016, and here we are almost 9 years later, 8 years later, and it's still cruising around. You can literally go on GitHub right now and go look at the source code. All right. Anyways, TLDR, don't have default creds. Don't have default creds on your devices. You can't not have an IPv4 internet-facing IP address, but you can have not default creds, right? On top of other things. Also, if you're running TP-Link routers, harden them. Yeah, Legrad, on the start of the show, as I was getting ready to get spicy, I punched my cup of coffee, which somehow punching my cup of coffee resulted in my Go XLR mixer board failing. I had to reboot my entire computer. DJ BSEC had to come out from behind the glass. It was a whole thing.
Critical SQL injection vulnerability in Apache traffic control demands urgent patch. According to the Hacker News, quote, the Apache Software Foundation has shipped security updates to address a critical security flaw in traffic control that could allow an attacker to execute arbitrary structured query language commands in the database. This vulnerability has a CVSS rating of 9.9. Consequently, users are recommended that they update their instances to the latest versions of the software as soon as possible.
All right. You gotta patch it. You gotta patch it. Just in quick side news, I think the word Apache is so awesome. Like, I just think it's like a boss word, right? Like Apache. Yeah. All right. So this SQL vulnerability, according to the EPSS, actually has a score of 4. Is this accurate? BSEC 0.04%. Is that accurate? Okay. So this has a critical vulnerability of 9.9 and says, you better patch it. Got to patch it now. Patch now. It's like in the title of the story. But according to EPSS, very, very low chance of you suffering an actual... Oh, it's 10%, 11%. Yeah, so I would agree. Anything north of like 10%, in my opinion, you want to take care of immediately. Score of 9.9. Brooklyn 9.9. Here's my thing. Dude, 9.8, wicked bad, remote code execution on unauthenticated attacker. 10.0, active exploitation of that exploit. This traffic control, I don't know anything about this. I'm assuming Apache traffic control is when you have larger... Here's the deal. Really quickly, I'm going to make an assumption on what traffic control does. I'm sure someone in chat will let me know. But when you have a website, right, like Apache web server, right, like, oh, go to simplycyber.io. There you go. Perfect. No big deal, right? Well, when you actually have like web applications and like lots of users, think of like Netflix or Amazon and stuff like that as examples. Then you have to have multiple web servers, and then you need load balancers, which is another piece of technology. So when the requests come in for the web page, it goes through a web balancer, load balancer first, and it directs it to manage the load or the demand on the web server. So you kind of have like a sea of web. You have like a sea of web servers that all look alike. Then you have load balancers, which are basically like the guy at the parking lot with the flashlight telling you where to park, right? You guys know that person, right? Like, oh, over here, oh, over there, right? That's what the traffic controller load balancer does. And that way you don't basically denial service one web server because everybody's pegging on it. You kind of spread it out. Same with if you really get crafty, like on the back end, just load balancing network demands and stuff like that. If I had to guess, that's what traffic control does. But it doesn't matter what it does. If you're using it, there is a SQL vulnerability that allows you through the front end to SQL inject into the backend database. And assuming once you can execute SQL in the backend database, you're not just dumping tables and being like, ooh, look at me, I can see all the data. You're executing operating system commands through SQL on the back end, or modifying data, doing all these things, right? Yeah, you could send specific SQL commands, of course, against the database, right? operating as whatever context you want. So you can update data, delete data, modify data, get tables, get users, get passwords if they're stored in there. Really, really muck up people's lives. So the recommendation here is update your instance to the latest version of the software, period, full stop.
You gotta patch it.
I also want to let people know that this may not be as simple as just like patch it and reboot. This might actually be one of those ones that it takes a minute and you want to like look at it. Usually these type of technologies are in your production workflows. So, open a change control ticket at minimum.
Thanks to today's episode's sponsor, ThreatLocker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Well, worry no more. You can harden your security with ThreatLocker. ThreatLocker helps you take a proactive, default-deny approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action, allowed or blocked, for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation are fully supported by their US-based support team. To learn more about how ThreatLocker can keep your organization running efficiently and protected from ransomware, visit threatlocker.com. That is ThreatLocker.com.
All right, we are at the mid-roll. Hold on, let me get the actual correct mid-roll because I had to reboot. Everything was a mess. Hold on, we're about to launch. I didn't even ask if there's any first-timers in here. Hopefully, I know long timers, you guys are like, oh, audio issues. I guess it's a day that ends in Y. But if you're a first timer here, I'd like to say that this is uncommon having those issues, but it's not. Guys, I want to say thank you to all of you. It's wonderful having you here today, getting up, working together. I know it is the Thursday after Christmas. We got low numbers, 262 today. But you know what? It's for me, like it's part doing the job, but it's also part spending time with the Simply Cyber community. I love it. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday experience. I hope you ate well and shared experiences with those you love most. I want to thank all of you. Again, shout out to the sponsors, Barricade, ThreatLocker, Antisyphon. If you're getting value from the stream, hit the like button. Of course. Yeah. But, hey, so because we got some extra time, we've got multiple memes of the week coming in hot. So really quickly, enjoy. I had the audio issue. So Dan Reardon had this one like on demand. When I have audio issues, I talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic: grape, nut, cereal, not grape or nuts. Discuss. This is an old Mike Myers one from Saturday Night Live. Also, want to let everybody know this is perfect. This is how fast Dan Reardon is. As this is me, like literally actively trying to manage my stream while it's failing miserably. DJ Bisek pointed out, this is me. If you ever see me do this move, this is what my inner monologue is doing. Full rage. This is full Boston rage. And then finally, the official meme of the week for this week. Some of you may or may not know, I got my kids a dirt bike for Christmas. Dan Reardon dropped this gem and said, this is me on Christmas morning. That face. How did you get me making that face, bro? Look at this. This is me in my neighborhood. Thank you, Dan Reardon, a.k.a. Haircut Fish. Always a fan favorite, community favorite. People love themselves some Dan Reardon. My pleasure, Al Downing, 0190. No, Skeletor is not from Boston. I am. People from Boston, we typically rage. Okay? All right. All right, let's speed run this. I'm going to get the la 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 la's on. Here we go. Alpha Sierra, get ready. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We'll do our la 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 la's as a community, and then we'll get into it. Let's go. Oh, so good. So good. All right, guys, let's finish strong, and then we'll have some fun in the jaw-jacking.
North Korean hackers seen using new tools on employees of nuclear-related organization. According to Kaspersky, this campaign has been attributed to the Lazarus Group and occurred earlier this year using an array of malware, including newly identified tools. The attack on the unnamed nuclear organization involved what was referred to as, quote, alarming twists, end quote, on their usual approaches, including, quote, a complex infection chain that included multiple types of malware, such as downloader, loader, and backdoor, demonstrating the group's evolved delivery and improved persistence methods, end quote. Charming.
We talked about this story on Tuesday, so I won't spend much longer on it. North Korea, they've got advanced capability, and they're employing it. We're seeing more malware coming out, and they're attacking nuclear-related organizations. I said it on Tuesday when I covered the story. When you start messing with nuclear-related stuff or Department of Energy, the Eye of Sauron from the global national powers that be, they turn their attention to you, and they make you stop. So North Korea may want to put it down and back away slowly. I'm just saying. All right, let's go.
Kitten deploys C++ malware. According to another report from Kaspersky, the hacking group based out of Iran has, quote, been observed deploying a C++ variant of a known malware called Bella Ciao, end quote. This new version, named Bella CPP, was found inside a system in Asia that had also been infected with the Bella Ciao malware.
Bella.
Unlike Bella Ciao, Bella CPP does not use a web shell to upload and download arbitrary files as well as to run commands. This new variant represents one of many custom malware families that the Charming Kitten actor has developed.
All right. All right, so a couple things. One, do like the name Bella Ciao. You know, it sounds very cool. All right. All right, so Iran is cracking 90s like Justin in Fortnite right now. Basically, they have a piece of malware. It's written in C++, okay? And don't sleep on Iran, guys. They do have capabilities as a nation-state threat actor, for sure. Charming Kitten, this is what is it, CrowdStrike's naming convention. I'm trying to see, like, so it's a .NET based malware family, so it typically would be targeting Windows. I know you can do .NET on Linux, but you know, adds a unique twist to an intrusion line, stealthy persistence of the web shell, whatever. So the C++ variant's a DLL, dynamic link library, which is basically a portable executable file that you can't execute directly. It gets called in. And it's adhapl.dll, so that's an indicator of compromise you can look for, a network artifact on your endpoints. Implement similar features. Doesn't have a web shell now. All right. The fact that it's written in C++ doesn't matter. C++ is just one of those object-oriented programming languages. It's been around since the 90s, frankly. If you are looking to learn programming, if you're a cyber professional or you're looking to get into the profession and you're looking to pick up a programming language, do not pick up, I would strongly encourage you not to pick up a object-oriented programming language as your first language. I would stick with an interpreted language like Python, or, you know, I guess, is Rust interpreted? Basically, you don't want to have to compile the software. Object-oriented programming languages are much more robust, and you can build bigger applications with them, but there's like a trade-off, right? Java is also an object-oriented programming language. C++, just so you guys know too, since this is just a fun stream, in programming, a shorthand of incrementing by 1 is ++. So if you have I equals 0, for I less than 10, do something, loop, and then I ++ at the end of each loop. So it would go I equals 0, I equals 1, I equals 2, etc. That ++ is shorthand. Instead of saying I equals I plus 1, you could just say I ++, okay? That's what that is, because there was a C programming language, and then C++ came out, and it was like the next iteration of the language, okay? A little bit of like the more you know, from a computer science dork. But anyways, definitely a lot easier. I will tell you one of the, like, again, whatever, gather around the campfire. One of the best things about C++, over C, you had to do your own memory allocation and memory cleanup and crap like that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Right? C++, Java, they do all that kind of like overhead and maintenance for you automatically, which is wonderful. But if you're looking to become like a malware analyst or reverse engineer, if you do pick up a language like C, it actually is pretty good. Assembly is probably the best language, but now we're talking super nerd. You're not going to be, trust me, no one's like leaning in and going, oh, assembly. No one's like, you're not speed dating. And when you sit down at the speed date table, you're like, I know assembly. And the person on the other side's like, oh, go on. Right. No one's saying that with assembly. All right, let's keep going.
Networks' cloud platform flaws could expose devices to remote attacks. Researchers at Clarity, that is CLAROTY, discovered the flaws that they say affect both the RUIE platform, that is spelled RUIJIE, as well as RUIE OS network devices. If exploited, they could, quote, allow a malicious attacker to execute code on any cloud-enabled device, giving them the ability to control tens of thousands of devices, end quote. Of the 10 vulnerabilities discovered by Clarity, 3 are rated critical in severity with CVSS scores of 9.4, 9.8, and also 9.8. The organization's research also found that it would be easy to break MQTT authentication by knowing a device's serial number, which could subsequently exploit access to RUI's MQTT broker in order to receive a full list of all cloud-connected devices' serial numbers.
Cool. All right, so check this out. This is actually wild. All right, so this has to be, you have to be within close proximity for this one, maybe? Is that what that's saying? So it looks like you have to be close to this in order to execute it, but it seems like what they're saying is this is a solution for operational technology that allows you to manage an environment of devices. Now, so this is like a supply chain attack, essentially, right? So if you can compromise the network management solution, everything that reports into it, you could take over. So think of like a TeamViewer or one of those, where if you can get the server itself, everything that reports into it, you can potentially compromise an attack. In the graphic here, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of dumb. Like the graphic here, it just shows them telnetting into a local IP and then their root. Like this isn't hacking. If you are running, it's important to note, if you are running this RUIJI Networks solution in your environment, you definitely want to investigate this one. It does say it's an operational technology security company. So I'm thinking this is individuals such as energy, critical infrastructure, those type of people might be in scope here. DJ BSEC is pointing out right now that this flaw right here has an EPS, it has a CVSS score of 9.4, which is very high, and you want to address that. But according to BSEC's EPSS script, there's a 40% chance you're going to get hit with this. So That's incredibly high. So this is actively being exploited. And if you're running it, there's a great chance you're going to get screwed. So I would absolutely encourage you strongly. You got to patch it. I would patch it. I would get this sorted ASAP, okay? The score of 40% or higher is incredibly high. This might be, honestly, this sucks, but this might be a drop everything and make this a priority today and tomorrow. See if you can get it wrapped up before the weekend. But you do not want to come in on Monday and find out that you got absolutely throttled by this by some threat actor. Now, it is a security research group that actually published this, but you need to remember, security researchers are trying to do the right thing. They are disclosing responsibly vulnerabilities and demonstrating those vulnerabilities can be exploited. But once they do that, threat actors, the clock is ticking, right? Threat actors are like, okay, here's the problem. Let's go. And they start doing these things. Now, the security researchers typically don't publish their exploit or shell code. They'll make that private. Sometimes they make it public, but so anyways, to me, this is a you got to patch it. If you're running this Rougi network thing to manage your cloud or to manage your infrastructure, you have to fix it. Okay. You got to patch it. Tony Parrish wants to know if the American Airlines glitch was an IT problem on Tuesday. I don't know. I never heard any more about that. If anyone in chat knows anything about American Airlines and that, issue they had.
European Space Agency's official store hacked to steal payment cards. This hack occurred at the agency's official online merchandise store and included a malicious script that sought to collect customer information, including payment card data provided at the final stage of a purchase. E-commerce security company Sansec noticed the malicious script on December 23rd and warned that the store appeared to be integrated with ESA systems, which could pose a risk to the agency's employees. The web store is currently unavailable, showing a message that it is, quote, temporarily out of orbit for some exciting renovations, end quote.
Oh my God. All right. I do appreciate the cuteness of having like a error message that says they're currently out of orbit. Let's see if we could still see it. Our site's temporarily out of orbit. Okay, so this is cool. Back in the early 2000s, late 90s, you would have like under construction, and you would have like the Department of Public Works barrier stuff. That was like how we did it back in the day. I'm sure there's some ironic sticker somewhere that Gen Z's slapping around that has that. But guys, it's the European Space Agency. Doesn't matter if it's taking credit cards and you can somehow put JavaScript malware on the web server to steal credit cards. They're going to do it. This is a great opportunity for yourself. If you run an environment in any capacity that takes credit cards, a lot of people will outsource that, right, to like Square, one of these things. But if you take credit cards and you're handling it, first of all, you are in scope of payment card industry data security standards, PCI or PCI DSS, and you should already know about that. But in this instance, the web server that's hosting the credit card function obviously got compromised, like either through an exploit or through crappy credentials. And then the threat actor get in there, doesn't want to disrupt operations, but introduces additional JavaScript that just, basically also steals your credit card. So this is one of those interesting ones where, like, if you're just IT, okay, so remember, here's the thing. IT cares about uptime and availability, right? 5 nines, that's IT's like favorite number. I'm not saying they don't care, but like this web store was still selling product. They were still taking credit cards. They were still, oh my God, what's the word? Like provisioning orders. You go there, you buy a shirt, you get the shirt, they get the money. Everybody wins, right? That's IT. Cyber says, wait a minute. There's also extra code here that's also stealing credit cards. we've got a problem here. So we don't talk too often about the difference between IT and cyber, but that is a perfect example of it. It's a whatever story. If you're running a web server that takes credit cards, you should do an audit at least once a year, if not more often, around what user accounts can log in, credentials, are they crappy, and is there any like random code running on your web server that shouldn't?
Remember to subscribe to the CISO series on YouTube. We are all
Subscribe to Simply Cyber on YouTube. Holler! All right, let's go. All right, y'all. Thank you. What a great show today. Even though we had a quick misfire at the beginning, this seems to be more of the standard than it is the anomaly. Let's see. This has been your Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief, episode 779. This is Thursday, December 26th. We're crushing it, finishing the year strong. 2024 is almost over. 2025 is coming in hot, but we've got time to do some jaw jacking. So don't go anywhere, my friends, because in about 30 seconds, we are going to pivot so hard you think it's a Friends episode. I don't get it. All right, let's do pivot. Let's do jaw jacking, and then we can have the mod team eviscerate me with whatever they're trying to say. I'm Jerry, your chat. Have a great day if you got to go. Otherwise, stay tuned. We're getting into jaw jacking. Ever wonder what it takes to break into cybersecurity? Join us every weekday for Jaw Jacking, where industry experts answer your burning questions about the cybersecurity field. Live, unfiltered, and totally free. Let's level up together. It's time for some jaw jacking. What's up, everybody? We got jaw jacking for days. I'm nursing a low-key first-degree burn on my hand. Can't really see it, but it hurts. Nerman's out of here. All right, guys. If you're new here, jaw jacking is a 30-minute AMA session. Sometimes we're joined by friends. Sometimes it's just me. Sometimes I'm not even here. But basically what we're trying to do is answer all of your questions in order to help you be successful in cybersecurity. We got a whole community here. It's all about good times. I got some Burt's Bees peppermint chapstick compliments of my stocking. I will not be putting sour cream on my burn. I'd rather have my hand removed than touch sour cream. Oh, Legrot, you're so right. Here. Surprise! There we go. Nice. What's up? It's Cherry Guy. Coming hot at ya. Ain't nobody got time for that nerd, Dr. Gerald Auger. So hit me, baby, one time, like Brittany said. Guys, super happy to be here. Soon as stop. So sour cream really does solve burns. Wow. I will tell you, I actually suffered a wicked nasty burn. Basically, like last summer, I was grilling and I was trying to move quick and fast, and I reached up to grab the grill handle, and instead I grabbed the grill box, and like obviously it's hot. I burned the crap out of my hand. I put my hand in ice water for like, I don't know, 45 minutes, and the burn went away. It was awesome. I might even do that with this burn. I'm not putting sour cream on it. Okay. What's up, everybody? Steve McMichael in the house. Where are we at? I could tell you guys about so Midori K says, what's the best gift you got for Christmas? Like actual material gift. I'll show it to you. I'm like nervous to unplug my headset, but I don't know if you can even see this. Mrs. Auger got me a 4-foot a 4-foot monitor. Dude, my desk isn't 4 feet. So I got a monitor that's like half the size of the Buffer Auger Flow Studio, and as soon as I get off stream today, I'm going to break down my entire desk and then install a 4-foot monitor. And then I'm going to try to be wicked greedy because I have a 3-foot widescreen right here. I'm going to try to put the 3-foot widescreen above the 4-foot and just go ham. So anyways, that's what I got. What did everybody else get? Chuck Sapp likes the 4-foot monitor. Oh yeah, there we go. I'll tell you what, I might try to go get ramen today. I don't know about you guys, but I love ramen. Do you love ramen? Here. Not do you like it? Do you love it? Do you love ramen? And when I say ramen, I mean like legit ramen, not like college ramen. Oh my gosh. Okay. Midori K, yeah, I will. Okay, so Austin Fraley with a question. Any advice for looking for a pen test job with only service desk experience? I have a few certs, but not sure what to expect when start looking. A couple things, Austin. As far as advice, number one, I would go check out the Hack Smarter community. Tyler Ramsby runs that. He's a professional pen tester, so he's definitely going to have and that community is set up to help people. So that would definitely be good. If I was going to, oh, nice. Scott B got the Phantom CISO book from Michelle. That's a great one. Guys, I'll tell you, if you want to be, if I was going to be a pen tester in 2025, what I would do is I would go to TCM Academy and I would crush his learning path to get his PNPT, and I would network. That's what I would do. Also, Ange Brown over at at TCM Security, she's really good. Joe Hell, another great one. Tyler Ramsby. I basically would just start soaking up professional pen testers. That's what I would do, Austin, and get the skills, right? All right. What are some low monetary investment but high return side hustles for IT professionals? I need $500 a month extra. Sean Sailors asks. Oh boy. Let me think. Side hustle. You know what I would do, Sean Sailors, if I was you? Because you're an IT professional, you could probably script this up. What I would do, if I needed to make $500 a month side hustle money, what I would do is create an affiliate marketing website for technology, and I would use AI automations to basically help generate content, use affiliate links to Amazon, top 10 cameras of 2024, 5, streaming. I would keep it probably to, home tech, home automation, home tech, and say, hey, here's all these things. I would do affiliate marketing. That's what I would do. Because it can be passive. You could still push it and promote it, but it's working 24 hours a day. If you do like web design, like L. Downing suggested, that's definitely a way to do it. But then you have to go sell work, and then, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I think. Let's see. I need about that much extra a month too, FedEx says. Real estate is a side hustle, DP says. All right, I like that. DP, I like DP, DPKP. I will tell you, again, we're just kind of having a chill out here. Somebody posted in Simply Cyber Discord server about starting a YouTube channel to make $500 a month passive income. I want to tell you guys, I obviously I do YouTube, right? But like, I celebrated 5 years just recently. December 19th, 2020. No. December 19th, 2019 is when I released like my first Simply Cyber video, right? So 5 years. It's been a haul. I did Simply Cyber for the first year, okay? First year, and I made like a retrospective video, and I did the math. It basically worked out to about 26 cents an hour I made the first year. I think I made a total of like $1,000 the first full year. Okay, so people were like, oh, start YouTube, $500 a month. Blah. Like, good luck with that, okay? YouTube, Simply Cyber does Google Ads now. It's like $2,000 a month. But I have like 1,500 videos, and I've been doing it for 5 years. So you can get that side hustle money, but there's not an easy button. It's a lot of work. Of course, I work in the educational niche. I bet you if you started cracking Pokemon packs, you'd probably grow a lot faster. All right, Swims with Sharks has got an art side hustle. Nice. Guys, drop all your side hustle ideas in chat. This is great. Oh no, Sean Saylor's car transmission exploded. That sucks. 2 ramen restaurants just opened up near David P. That sounds good. It looks like overwhelmingly the Simply Cyber community is pro ramen. I like it. Tony Parrish, my Mastering Cyber Resilience 2nd edition from Accolade arrives tomorrow. Has anyone completed the training with this company? I don't know, Tony Parrish. Steve McMichael's been releasing Accolade training in the Simply Cyber Academy. So worth looking into that if you want. But I don't know anything about Mastering Cyber Resilience from Accolade. Carrie says, Jerry, or anyone, I'm still trying to get a job. The delivery driver job didn't work, so I'm still trying to get a job. I need help. Yep. Yeah. I mean, Carrie, you're doing all the things. I know you had mentioned a job at Walmart that you'd gotten. I don't know what happened to that one. I thought you had that. Tai Kwang Gong dealing with a pinched nerve. Ooh, gosh, that stinks, Tai Kwang Gong. Definitely don't like pinched nerves. Dude, when your back is broke up, when your back is busted, it stinks. All right, C Ram is pro ramen, not pro sour cream. C Ram, you are welcome at the Buffer Auger Flow studio anytime, all day, every day. Like that can be your seat right there, C Ram. Pro ramen, anti-sour cream. You are in good company, my friend. Rob Rittenhouse doing some 3D printing. Very nice. Trey Black. Hey, I will tell you, Dan Reardon, a.k.a. Haircut Fish, has done some great 3D printing for like dice rolling and Dungeons and Dragons type stuff. That would be a pretty dope Etsy side hustle kind of thing. What else we got? Justin Anderson, can I use your car wash to launder money? That's funny. I mean, that's what happened in Breaking Bad, right? David P. Jerry, sorry to ask him, where are the good YouTube videos to learn assembly? Oh my gosh. Guy, let me show you the #1 resource on the internet to learn assembly. Check this out. You guys should bookmark this, okay? And I'll drop a link so you don't have to type this in. This guy right here, Dr. Josh Stroshine. This guy right here, so Josh and I went to Dakota State University together. He also has a PhD, or he's got a doctorate of science. They changed it from doctorate to PhD, but it doesn't matter. He's got a PhD. He is super awesome. He's one of the best teachers I've ever encountered in my life. He's wicked smart, super kind, but his ability to convey information is unparalleled. He has a list of playlists, and one of them, David P., is right here, Learning Assembly. He also has Learning C, Learning Reversing. This right here, 24 videos from zero to hero in assembly. Where's my chat? Here it is. Let's go. David P. Josh is going to be coming on. He's come on stream before. He's going to come on again at some point. I love Josh. I love Josh Stroshine. He's such a nice person. Family man. He was in the National Guard for a while. As soon as he got out of the National Guard, he grew this like furious beard. Okay. What is assembly used for? Carrie asks. Great question, Carrie. So assembly here's the deal. You wouldn't typically program in assembly. You can program in assembly, but it's challenging, okay? So when you program in a high-level programming language like C++, Java, etc., when you compile the program, a compiler compiles it into assembly, right? And then you can run assembly, right? So basically, it is a lower level language that computers can understand, and it literally says things like, put this value in a register. And now we're getting into computer architecture and stuff like that, but like there's registers inside memory and the processor and stack pointers and all this other stuff. That's what assembly is. So the reason you'd want to learn assembly working in cybersecurity is not to program, but when you decompile or disassemble a piece of software and look at it in like IDA Pro or Ghidra or Binja, Binary Ninja, it will be an assembly, and you need to be able to look at it and say, okay, here's what's happening in this program. That's the value of learning assembly. It allows you to be more effective at malware analysis, reverse engineering, discovering, hidden things. Basically, yeah. So that's what's up. All right, let's keep going. How far is assembly from hexadecimal and punch cards? Midori K says. I wouldn't say it's not really like hexadecimal like that. And punch cards, I guess it's kind of close to punch cards. But like here, let me show you. Here, let me just you can download IDA Pro right now if you want. Here, this is just a screenshot of IDA Pro, just to kind of give you guys a little flavor. Can you see? I don't know if you can see it, but hold on one second. I can't, because the way I'm doing screen share, I can't draw on the screen like I like to. But you could see here in memory, this right here, this move EDI, (1) XOR EAX call this function sub. This is assembly. This is what assembly looks like. Okay, and you can see basically these arrows show you the control flow within the program. This number on the left is where in memory this actual code is located. It's a very low level programming language that gets really close to the computer hardware itself. All right. Famously, if you want, maybe we can find this. Famously, the WannaCry kill switch was discovered by Marcus Hutchins in assembly. Let me see if I can find it. WannaCry kill switch assembly. See if we can find it. Here we go. So this is a fun little exercise. Oh, that's kind of pixelated. Nobody likes that. All right, well, whatever. You can see here, it's very difficult to see, but this is an IDA in assembly, and you could see at the top it was a function call that had basically 4 or 5 different switches, and one of the switches goes down, and you can see the very first thing is a URL to some random generated domain name, and that was the kill switch that WannaCry checks in on to see if it exists yet, and if it did, to shut itself down. So even I'm not taking anything away from Marcus. Definitely super valuable. I mean, he became an overnight celebrity because of it. But it was there in assembly. You just had to open it up and look at it. So good on him for doing that, and obviously great for everybody who benefited from that, because WannaCry literally motored around the world that day in March. It was pretty nasty business. It screwed up national health system in the UK, took down a bunch of American businesses on the East Coast. So definitely. But again, hopefully this answers people's questions around assembly and some of the value of assembly and where it falls inside of our industry. All right, what are we all talking about here? I just did the AOC reverse engineering task with Marcus Hutchins. Oh, cool, Mr. Underhill. Oh, cool. All right, hey, DJ BSEC behind the glass is tagging questions. Thank you, DJ BSEC. Guys, can we just for a hot minute? Thank you to DJ BSEC and the mod team. I'm going to drop some mod love. If you're a squad member, please do me a solid and use the mod love emote. Let the mods know how much we care about them. Lazaro, my man. I love Lazaro. Merry Christmas, Dr. Auger and Team SC. Has anyone taken the AWS Cloud Practitioner cert? Any advice tackling it? Thank you. I have not taken the AWS Cloud Practitioner certification. If anyone in chat has, please let @Lazaro Rivera know. What I would say is, Lazaro,
We just become best friends. Yep.
for my money and my time, I would focus on Azure, not AWS. That's my own. I think there's more market demand for Azure knowledge than AWS. Okay, we got a super chat
We just become best friends.
from Simon Sparkman. Planning to join the Air Force as an officer in cyber warfare after earning my bachelor's from WGU. Any tips on preparing for a cyber warfare role? I'm also taking your cyber career launchpad. Awesome. First of all, Simon Sparkman, thank you for the super chat, right? Second of all, I think cyber warfare is great in the Air Force. I think joining the Air Force is a great idea. The Cyber Career Launchpad course is free, and I'm glad you're doing that as well. I'm going to share that right now with everybody. If you want, I put this course in my academy just the other day. This is an absolute free course that everyone can take benefit from, and it's literally like a bunch of resources and me filming myself explaining to you like what the benefit of all these resources are and everything like that. The account I'm currently logged into isn't logged in, but you can absolutely do that. Here, Career Launchpad free course. Simon, I will say that it looks like you're doing all the right things. I know he's not here right now. Is Josh Mason here? Is Josh Mason in here right now? Hold on one second. Josh is not here. Check it out. Simon Sparkman, what I would advise you to do, okay, is the following. And this is the power of networking, okay, for real. Jesus. Hold on one second. Is this the same, Josh? Hold on one second. Yeah. All right, so check it out. This right here is Josh Mason. Josh Mason's a mod in the Simply Cyber community, Simon. He's also a really great person. He's also a former Air Force cyber warfare operator and former pilot. So this guy right here is literally done what you're proposing your career path to be. Josh is really, really nice. I would advise you reach out to him and ask him specifically because he's going to have much, much deeper answers and much more impactful suggestions for you because he's literally walked the path that you're looking at walking. So Josh Mason here, Simon, let me, I'm going to pin you. He's usually here. I mean, he's got kids and it's the holiday, so I'm not going to throw him under the bus like that, but hopefully that helps. All right. Rich464 says, what are some conferences that are must attend? Any Canadian ones I should focus on? Rich464, kind of depends on what you want to do for a career. Is wading through logs in chat? No. All right, so here's my thing. Steve McMichael, I know Steve McMichael's in chat. Steve McMichael is Canadian. So Steve McMichael, if you can, please comment at the Rich464 on Canadian conferences. I don't know about Canadian ones, but what I will say is Wild West Hackin' Fest is an absolute, put it in pen, put it in stone, the best conference ever. Simply CyberCon. You know, I'm super biased, but I think Simply CyberCon is dope for community reasons and for networking reasons. You know, Black Hat DEF CON is always like a popular one. DJ BSEC says RSA. Honestly, I think RSA is like for the vendors. I don't know. Like San Francisco's kind of a hot mess express anyways. And then RSA is so like bougie and like lots of money flowing through it. So, I mean, I don't know. You choose your own adventure. I wouldn't go to RSA. Black Hat DEF CON's a good one. A lot of networking and a lot going on at Black Hat. Brexy is saying Sector is a good one in Toronto. I know I've heard B-Sides Grand Rapids, Michigan's actually pretty sick. I think ThoughtCon in Chicago is good. Trey Black forgot he was AWS certified. All right. FedEx. All right. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. Let's keep going. Chris Whitlock. Chris Whitlock signing himself on the cut list here. Talking about having a sour cream testing bench at the next Simply CyberCon. Yee. All right. Waldo says, what do you think about GRC as a service consulting firm, or do you think most GRC teams are housed now? All right, here's the deal with GRC. And I love myself some GRC OVs. First of all, hold on. What is Dan Reardon doing here? Oh, Dan Reardon loves ramen. I love ramen too. All right, so first off, GRC is oftentimes in-house, okay? And it's because typically an organization needs somebody to be responsible for cybersecurity. So they say, hey, you're cyber now. But typically you're interfacing with the business, so you're effectively GRC. That's why when I talk about my career, I say I came up GRC, but I have done blue. Because when you work in smaller businesses, guess what? You might be GRC, but you're also the person looking in the phishing quarantine logs. You're the one looking in the EDR console. You're the one responding to malware infections and crap like that. So it is what it is. A GRC service, you can do that for sure. That's what a vCISO is, right? A part-time CISO. You can do audit as a service, right? A lot of businesses do annual compliance audits and security assessment. You can do it. I have a GRC. I have a cybersecurity consulting firm. I don't talk about it often because no one really gives a crap. But like, I have a consulting firm. It's called Coastal Information Security Group, and I do consulting. I will tell you, over my years of having that business, it is difficult to sell that service because a lot of businesses don't understand what value you're trying to propose. And maybe that's me being sucky at sales, but I found it difficult to convince people to give you tens of thousands of dollars in order to explain to them why their cybersecurity posture sucks. So I think you're more likely to find it in-house than out, but there's a whole cottage industry around GRC as a service. It's mostly vCISO. Oh, Chris Whitlock redeeming himself from his sour cream tasting bench comment. Looks like he's got the this great resource here. Look at this. This is ongoing and upcoming events in Canada. I'm going to drop a link here. Thank you, Chris Whitlock. And I jest, Chris, about you in the bench. There we go. All right. Mainamo, what's your opinion about the recent evolution in threat landscape at a global point of view? All right. Okay. I mean, I think the threat landscape is continuing to evolve. I think threat actors are coordinating and niching down on having individual services. So like, I'm really good at initial access. That's what I do. I'm really good, and whatever. Bearded Ruckus is really good at ransomware operations, and Simon's really good at data exfil or something. You know what I mean? So like, people are starting to, or money laundering or something like that. So people are starting to niche down and form kind of alliances in order to execute crime. So I think that's the deal. I also think that even though there's an evolution in threat landscape, I've been very happy with the international coordination and execution of law enforcement operations to take down dark web marketplaces and ransomware threat operators. We saw Lockbit kind of get crippled They've come back with Lockbit 4, but they're kind of getting hammered. We saw Black Cat Alfie exit on their own accord after the Change Healthcare attack and then Ransom Hub crop up. So I think we're in a good place as defenders regarding the current threat landscape globally, only because the TTPs and the methods and like what threats we're looking at hasn't really changed that much in the last couple of years. So we've had time to catch up and really focus on ransomware and business email compromise and these type of attacks and the threat actors that are doing them. Like it used to be like credit card skimming and database breaches and stuff like that was like what it was. And then when ransomware came out, people were like, whoa, we got to fix everything. But it's really been constant for like the last couple years. So I'm a huge fan of that. Thank you for the question. That was a fun one. All right. Yeah. Here's the Simon super chat. We already answered that one again. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Okay. Bearded Ruckus. What resource would you recommend for someone to be proficient in Sentinel in about 30 days? Now, Sentinel is Azure's SIM solution. I haven't played with it personally. Number one resource I would say in Bearded Ruckus, this is how I train. I would get right into Sentinel and start screwing around with it. If you have access to an actual environment with real telemetry that you can push up in there, that's what I would do. BSEC, do you have any Sentinel resources? I will tell you, I've heard. So Splunk notoriously is wicked expensive, right? You pay for storage. You pay for storage of logs. And if you only save like 3 days of logs for cost-cutting reasons, then your ability to analyze a compromise is kind of limited. So most people want to say like 30, 60 days. It gets expensive. So I've heard Sentinel, while it appears to not be that expensive, actually gets pretty expensive quickly. So BSEC is saying definitely learn Custo Query. Here, let me pull that up. KQL, Custo Query. This is the query language to interface with Sentinel. Just like every SIM has its own kind of language to interface it with. This is where it is. This is Microsoft's learning portal, right? You can see here, it's very much like a SQL database, SQL language, but it's querying the SIM itself. Here. Who asked that question? Bearded Ruckus. Let's go, Bearded Ruckus. So pick up KQL, Custo Query Language, and you could look. There's like tutorials here. There's a quick reference here. There's a cheat sheet, which is great. But honestly, what I would do is, actually, hold on. Let's see. Go to Reddit, right? So they're saying, this person on Reddit saying that Must Learn KQL ebook is in here. KC7 Cyber? Okay. So I've heard amazing things about KC7 Cyber. Dan Reardon's talked about it. Jibby's over there. I've heard good things. If KC7 has something on KQL, which it looks like it does, this would absolutely be a resource to check out. I'm going to drop a link to this. I've heard nothing but great things about KC7. There we go. Waldo, do you think the increasing market share of Azure pulls a big demand even though AWS still controls the larger share? Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I mean, just the same reason that people use Microsoft Teams even though they don't want to, right? A lot of businesses are using Azure because it's basically part of the M365 solution. A lot of businesses are going to be using, they're in hybrid models. They have Azure AD, they have Exchange Online Protection, all those things. So I don't know. In my opinion, AWS may have a bigger market share, but honestly, I think AWS is great if you work in tech, like big tech, some type of software as a service solution. If you're doing anything else at all, Azure, in my experience, has the bigger footprint. That's why I would learn Azure. You're just going to find it in more places. All right. It's been good, y'all. It's been fun jaw jacking with you guys. It's 9:30 at time. I'm gonna go not put sour cream on my burned hand. I want to say thank you all. I appreciate all of you. It was a great episode today. I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday. Day 2 of Hanukkah. If you're celebrating Hanukkah, you guys are in full swing right now. Luke Canfield says the government's going AWS. I know they split with Microsoft and AWS. I didn't realize the government was going that way. I would actually be like, this is a hot take, okay? This is a hot take. This is completely unhinged and completely not rooted in reality. But I would be surprised if Elon loves screwing with Jeff Bezos, loves it. I could see Elon influencing the U.S. government, because he obviously has influence right now, to not do AWS, simply to screw with Jeff Bezos. All right. All right, guys. I hope everyone's having a good one. I do want to point out, we do not have a show on... One second, let me look at the calendar. We do not have a show a week from Wednesday, so we have a show tomorrow. We have a show Monday and Tuesday. No show Wednesday. Also, if you did not know, I'm also doing this live 4-day cohort course. I'm hosting it. I'm teaching it. And it's basically a master class on personal branding. 4 days, 4 hours each day. I set it up so you can still do work and get your emails and everything. But then you get to take the class from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern time. This will be the second run of this class. Really, there's only 6 or 7 people registered. James from Quicken at 35,000 feet signed up yesterday. So I'm just choose your own adventure. I'm super excited. I love what this class can do for people and helping them stand out in a sea of sameness. So that's what's up with that. All right, guys. Carrie says, is there a show later today? No, there's no Simply Cyber live today. Honestly, I'm trying to take, I tried this last year and I failed miserably. This is like a little Tidbits Tuesday. I am trying very much to take a little bit of time off this last week of December. My family makes a lot of sacrifices throughout the year. The trips to Atlanta I've been doing for work was unexpected, but it was such an amazing opportunity that we discussed it as a family and agreed that it was a good idea. So I'm trying to be present. I'm going to go play Formula One racing with my kids. That's what we're going to be doing after I get off stream today. And I break down and set up this 4-foot super monitor. So the personal branding class is $150. Brews and hacks. And again, I know 150 is a lot to some people, not a lot to other people, etc. I will tell you, based on the students who took the class already, it's definitely worth the value. I am absolutely not interested in screwing over people. Mario Kart, that's right. Oh, Carrie, you don't have to apologize, dude. I'm just explaining to the community. You got to remember, guys, I tell you from time to time, but maybe you forget. I see all of you as my boss. Carrie, Legrot, Blazing Up, Midori, Space Tacos, Amish Runaway, Legrot, Zemith, FedEx. You guys are my boss, right? So I like transparency. I like to explain to you what's up. Thanks, Brent. Thanks, FedEx. Yeah, there was something else I was going to say, but I forgot it. So Space Taco says, when am I doing the class next? Space Tacos, I'm going to try. I can commit to doing the class twice a year. I'm going to try to get to quarterly. Here's again, like, here's the reality, okay? Like, and it just gets into business. So when I do the class, it basically takes a week of me away. So it's a week where I'm not doing other activities, other work. You know what I'm saying? So like, for me to cut a week out of my work is a pretty big ask, right? So I have to like manage it with my other work and other things, right? So right now I'm thinking twice a year for sure. Quarterly would be great, but so James McQuiggan is absolutely 100% registered and will be attending. 100%. Real Bilbo will be there as well. Ben, thank you. Ben's giving me a Jelly of the Month Club Christmas bonus from my bosses. I love it. All right. Yeah. I mean, like, basically, this, like, let me explain to you what this course is. This course basically shows you how, like, first of all, you don't have to do YouTube. You can apply what I teach you in this class to do other things. But what this class will do is when you're done with this class, first of all, you'll have a YouTube channel. Second of all, you'll have content on the YouTube channel. Third of all, you will have subscribers. Fourth of all, you will know how to make content that people want and you get excited about. That's the thing. Like, you can make content that you're excited about and nobody's asking for. You can make content that you hate that people want. And there is a sweet spot in the middle, and I show you how to do it and where to find it and everything, where you're making content that you get amped up about and people want, which allows you to grow and basically build a network and a personal brand. Now, why would you want to build a personal brand? Here's the deal. Your results will vary. I never can promise anyone a job, obviously, right? That would be like anyone who says like, 90 days, 6-figure job, they're full of crap, okay? Everybody's experiences are different, but what I can tell you is, in my experience, right? I have a PhD in cyber operations, 20 years of experience. I've like worked at the South Pole. Like, I've got all this crazy cool resume stuff. I still had to apply to jobs. I still had to interview. And in some instances, I didn't get the job, okay? I started a YouTube channel, not because I was trying to do it. I was doing it to help people, and I still help people. Once I started the YouTube channel, like, literally my phone would ring and it would be like a CEO of a company. This has happened to me 3 times. CEO of a company. Hello? Yeah, hey, Jerry, I'm the CEO of whatever. Okay. This is literally what they say. What will it take for you to quit your job and come work for me? I'm sorry, what? And they're like, yeah, like, I know exactly what you can do. I know exactly what I need, and you're the answer. Again, I can't promise you that experience, but what I am saying is, by personally branding, you can stand out in a sea of sameness. You aren't just it really does make a big impact, okay? Like, B-Dubs is in chat right now. B-Dubs has got a blog that's absolutely crushing it. Chris Whitlock started Study GRC last year, crushing it. Jesse Johnson, Slay Security Plus, crushing it. All right? AOC streams with BSEC and Casually Joseph, right? Ask those people what their experiences are like making content. Also, I want to point out, it's about understanding what your vision is, consistency. Okay, so I'm not trying to hard sell anyone on this class. What I am trying to explain is why I teach the class. You can learn another hard technical skill, which is fine. Go pick up your skills. But I'm telling you, something like this, it just hits differently. There's value to it. Okay. All right. All right. Now for real. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to go. It's been wicked fun. Love it, love it, love it. I do owe you guys a quarterly State of Simply Cyber updates. I will tell you that I'm focusing heavily on the Academy in Q1. So you can see all that coming in Q1. We'll do the media group in Q2. Oh, FedEx. Yeah, I'll share that with you. I got to break down. Not break down like emotionally. I got to break down my desk and everything. So we'll see. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. You guys all rock. Thank you so very much. Be well. Crush it today. And until next time, y'all, stay secure. Thank you. Thanks, DJ BSEC. Thanks, Mod Team. You guys are the bosses.